Well, here we are. It is May 9th. May 9th, 2020. We are still in the pandemic situation. Still locked up. What is so great about today is the fact, give me a second here, I'm doing multiple things here. What is so great about the fact is that today I turned 50 years old. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this man here. This is a frustrated black man. And by the way, for those of you guys that are listening to me on the podcast, please go to my YouTube channel. This exact format is going to be on YouTube, and you can see me actually talking and trying to do it. Because of the pandemic, we had to do a few different things, so we're working the bugs out, and it's working out pretty well. The only problem is I don't have my partner, Dimitri K, with me, but we're still doing great things. But look at this black man in this picture. This is a frustrated black man. What could he possibly be frustrated about? That's the question. Well, the last couple of days, another black man has been shot down in the streets, and yet white people are telling you, well, we didn't see the whole tape. You gotta see the whole tape. They were making a citizen's arrest. You're on a public street. What gives any citizen the power to detain another citizen? Nothing. Zero. But isn't it funny how this stuff just keeps recurring and recurring and recurring? You want to know why it's recurring, Black America? Because we allow it. We allow it. There is no justification. There is no defense for what the video showed. Black man minding his own business in a so-called free country, and he gets shot down by a father and a son redneck. They finally arrest the guys after 2 or 3 months. And all the black people are rejoicing. Oh, yes, I feel so much better. Oh, Martin Luther King and John Lewis and everybody else. What good is arresting them if you don't change the venue to which they will be prosecuted in? Because if they didn't arrest them outright, what are the chances that they will exonerate them in a court proceeding? Come on, people. You got to play the game correctly. Jeez, it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. But I'm the bad guy because, number one, I point these things out. But I'm the bad guy. And it's kind of funny, all my white friends, a lot of my white friends, not all of them, a lot of my white friends are like, well, Donovan, you got to, let everything play out. And, there was a lot of white people that died for black people to be free during the Civil War. So what about them? Do you exclude them? No, I never said there was bad white people. All white people are bad. But we're seeing video evidence of the bad ones. We're seeing the video evidence. Don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Jeez. And then some of my white friends are trying to tell me that bullshit. And this shows you how bad our schools are in the United States now. They try to tell me, well, the Civil War was fought so that black people and slavery could stop. So there's some good white people out there. The Civil War was never fought to free the slaves. Oh my God, that is basic knowledge. The Civil War was fought to preserve the Union. Don't tell me that bullshit. I'm an educated black man. Tell an uneducated black man that. Okay? The Civil War was fought to preserve the Union. When Abraham Lincoln was elected president, his platform was the prevention of the extension of slavery. Where slavery existed, he had no problem with it. He did not want the extension of slavery into any more states. Because remember, you had the Missouri Compromise, you had the Compromise of 1856 or something like that, and some other compromises that were going on, which basically stated that if a free state came in, you had to let a slave state came in. So they had to come in twos. Okay? That way, that was the compromise. So, the slave states get it, and it keeps the balance going. Lincoln said, no, we're not doing that anymore. Okay? Basic history. Okay? No white man fought a civil war to free a black man. Okay? No. And if there were some, very few. Okay? When the Civil War started and the South Carolinians bombarded Charleston Bay and the federal garrison there, you had spectators sitting on the ramparts and on roofs watching it because the war wasn't supposed to last long. It was supposed to be, okay, boom, boom, we're going to get this done and we're done. So don't sit there and tell me, oh yeah, patriotic white guys, we're going to go and free those black guys because we believe in equal justice and patronage and every man's a man and all that. No, nobody believed that. Nobody. Come on. You guys, come on. The Civil War was fought to maintain the Union, period, at any cost. Lincoln was ready to do it at any cost. The only reason he emancipated the slaves is because as this war dragged out, white men said it's not worth it. We're not doing it. There was riots in the North. They did not want to fight. They were like, I'm done. We're done with this. We got to end this. Slavery was one of the last things on the docket. Now, military necessity said, hey, you got these people in bondage in these slave states. If you read the Emancipation Proclamation, it specifically says he freed the slaves in the rebelling states. Kentucky was a southern state that had slaves. They maintained their slaves. Maryland people had slaves. They maintained their slaves. Only until slavery was outlawed and ratified in the Congress after the war were all black people freed from bondage. My God, when white people don't understand their own history, we're in trouble. I had to give this white guy a history lesson. Very sad. It's just very telling to our education system. They don't know their own history. No white man fought to free a black man. Very, very few. Very, very few. Okay? So here we are, fast forward 100 years later, 100 and something years later plus change, and black men are still being lynched in the streets, shot down dead, and a white person has the nerve to tell me we didn't see the whole video. We don't know everything that was there. The black man, they say, was burglarizing the house. Okay, that still doesn't give me the right to shoot a man down in a public tax-paid street, unless your name is Trump. I can understand if the black man was on their property. I can understand that. You're on property you're not supposed to be on. Hey, good luck to you, brother. But as a regular citizen, I'm just supposed to call the police and let them handle it. So since we're going to play that kind of game, brothers and sisters that are listening to me, when is enough enough? Are you guys tired yet? Are you tired yet? I'm tired. I'm not sitting and advocating for violence. That's not what I'm saying. Notice the Congressional Black Talkers, as they call themselves, caucus, only made a statement after It was being blasted on the news. They were backed into a corner, and which surprised me because the Congressional Black Caucus don't represent black people. I'm still waiting for the Hispanic caucus to start speaking up for black people, which they shouldn't, but we speak up for them. Look how they look out for us. Look how they look out for us. Look at the solidarity. Look at the La Familia. Look at that. Isn't that great? You got the Black Caucus talking about dreamers, the kids in the cages, DACA. But a black man gets shot down in the street. Hispanic caucus ain't saying a thing. Asian caucus ain't saying a damn thing. The Jewish caucus ain't saying a damn thing. Where's Sharpton? Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's Sheila Jackson Lee? Where's Auntie Maxine? Where's the Democratic Party? They should be up in arms. Where are the local black officials? They should be up in arms. This black man was shot down in Georgia. Where's Stacey Abrams' comment? I'm sure it's out there now because it's the thing to do. It's just amazing. Just amazing. But, before I get to that, you guys, make sure you guys check out the Demetra K Show, 3 p.m. on Sundays. And don't forget, we have a combined show, Don't Believe the Hype, on Free Flow Fridays. Don't forget that. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're there. And Demetra K and I also are on the War Zone with the 5-star General Jerry Wayne Monroe. And today, if you saw the show, and it was such a treat for me because it was my birthday today, college legend, NFL top-tier quarterback, Vince Young was on the show. Do you guys realize Vince Young ruined my life? And let me tell you something about Vince Young also. Such a humble man. Such a very humble man. But I did my homework on Vince Young before we went on the show. And one thing I found out that I did not know about Mr. Vince Young was this guy what I would call me a prodigy. This guy was Mr. Football from the time he was in the Sandlot, okay? He is named one of the all-time top 10 college players of all times. Just think about that. To be named in the top 10 of all-time football players in college. And there was a lot of good football players in college that didn't go on to be legends in the NFL. I mean, Vince Young didn't go on to be a legend in the NFL. But he was named as one of the top 10 college football athletes of all times. That's amazing. Do you know how many NFL greats, of course, went to college? And he is ranked number 10. He played in one of what they say is the greatest college football game of all times. USC versus Texas. That game where Matt Leinart, you had them all there. I mean, these were powerhouse teams. Vince Young ruined my life during that game. We thought the game was over. It's a wrap. They have to come down the field. 19 seconds. This guy sees lanes, goes for it, wins the game 19 seconds. With 19 seconds left. It was over. We were done. I couldn't believe it. I mean, ruined my life. But talking to him today and looking at, if you look at this man's stat, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Couldn't believe it. All-time great. All-time great. And so humble. So humble. Been through it. Been there. Done that. You look at his story when he started. This guy comes from a area in Houston where just statistically he was not supposed to make it. raised with his mother and his grandmother. You know, he's in a neighborhood that has hoodlums, gangsters. I mean, he wasn't supposed to make it, and he made it. A legend. Not only did he make it to the NFL and became a legend, he also went back and got his degree and is doing for the community. Doing his own thing, got his own, stuff running out. Very humble, doesn't advertise what he does. He ain't about it. I mean, I was so happy to talk to this man. And when I say he ruined my life, I'm talking about I had put some bets out there that I was just like, we can't lose. USC was going to go on to be a back-to-back national champion. And this man ruined it. Ruined it for me. But I enjoy talking to him. You guys check it out. It's on the War Zone. We're going to upload it up on Facebook as well. So Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we're going to put it up there and archive it. I am so privileged. And once again, Mr. Vince Young, thank you for coming on the show. You guys, check out the War Zone with the 5-star General Jerry Wayne Monroe and Demetra Kay. And this is another thing that we talk about when we talk about group economics, coming together. We all got our individual shows. I'm doing my individual show. Demetra has her individual show. The 5-star General has his individual show. But we all come together collectively and we do a show. And we share guests and resources and, anything that we need to share. And we do it collectively. That's what we're going to have to start doing, you guys. That's what we're going to have to start doing. Moving forward. Wow, I just couldn't, man. Cynthia Cooper will be on the show soon. And she's a 4-time WNBA champion and MVP. Tylen! My doggone cat. It's always one thing, it's another. But anyway, you guys. When are we going to have enough? We are now they say on the broadcast that unemployment is at 17%. And we know that's bullshit by the way they do the numbers. The numbers are actually double that. We're looking at probably at least 31 to 32% unemployment. If it's done correctly, not this part-time employment, we're talking full-time employment, it's even higher than that. The numbers, they're doing these accounting tricks that is full of bullshit, okay? We have more Americans unemployed than in the Great Depression. Automation is going to take over a lot of people's jobs. This is their excuse to bring in the robots, you guys. So if you work at a warehouse, an Amazon fulfillment center, guess what? They might not be asking you to come back because they won't need you. The airlines is in a precarious position because the airline's bread and butter was the business class traveler. Now with this Zoom and this SteamYard, hey, it's working out for a lot of these businesses. Guess what? I don't have to put you on a plane to go into San Antonio to do a meeting. You can do it right here on SteamYard, and Zoom is working perfectly fine, and that's going to cut my overhead even more. It's getting bad, y'all. And for black people, Demetra Kay and I have been talking about reparations is our answer. Just give me my money and I'll make my own decisions. I might even have to leave this country. But Negroes are running behind Joe Biden, the man who invented the crime bill and told President Clinton the crime bill wasn't tough enough. It wasn't tough enough for him. Destroyed millions of black families. Millions. And they expect us to vote for this clown. It's unbelievable, you guys. It's unbelievable. When are we going to have enough, you guys? I don't know why my animals are acting up right now when I'm trying to do the show. But anyway, they're acting up. When are you going to have enough, you guys? A lot of you guys, $1,200, took that money, bought big screen TVs, got your nails done, got your hair done, but you ain't going nowhere. This is what black folks do. You don't know what the future's going to hold. You didn't even make your rent this month. But you went and got you a big screen TV and got your hair done. Damn. Damn. Oh, don't worry about it, Donovan. I'm going to get the bank's going to work with me. I'm going to get in the forbearance program. You go right on ahead and do that, brother. Sister, you go right on ahead and do that. You're going to get in that forbearance program, which I put a video out explaining what's going to happen. They'll give you 3 months. They might even give you 6 months. What about your credit? After the 6 months, that's it. They want all their money. They want 6 months worth. Do you have it? You don't even have this month's worth. Think about what you're doing. You don't have this month. So how are you going to have 6 months and you've been unemployed? Man, we're in a tough situation, you guys. I mean, I'm not. You guys are. $1,200 living in California, New York, and some of the major cities, that doesn't pay half your rent. And it's a one-time payment. Corporations got billions of dollars. Let me tell you something. The stock market recovered. I am doing fine. A couple of weeks ago, the highest time that stock market at its highest rate in 30 years, I made $3,700. You want to know why? I have residual income from stocks, just like the white people do. Black folks, do you have that? They're saying the coronavirus is mutated. Now what? How long is this going to last? They're saying that the coronavirus is found in the semen, which would make sense if it's in your body and you're infected. It should be in everything. We're 75% water, 70% water. So now you guys are sitting in the house with your girl. You got in-house pussy, you know. In-house dick. You got nothing else to do, so you fucking. Right? I might have it, but she doesn't have it. Now she's got it because I gave it to her. Or she gave it to me. It's getting bad out here, y'all. But nobody's thinking of the future. If I had $1,200 and I'm not sure what's going to happen, maybe I might want to go out and buy me a life insurance policy. I know my elderly uncle doesn't have one, or my elderly parent might not have an insurance policy, and they're more susceptible to get the virus. Maybe I should get a policy on them. I don't think about that. This virus is predeterminately discriminating against us, black people, because our diets and our health is so damn bad. But no, I'm going to take my $1,200 and go get me some weed. That's what I'm going to do. Going to pay off those rims for my car. Shoot, I'm going to go to this big old house party. Buy me some liquor. Get me some women that I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. We don't know what the future holds. We have an old saying in the military. If you are not willing to fight for yourself, you do not deserve to be free. Okay? Which also ties into having another man feed you. If you can't feed yourself and you're dependent on another man to feed you, you're a damn slave. We are now less than 12 years away from zero wealth, black wealth in the United States, which makes us one of two things: a problem and a slave. You have no wealth. Why isn't anybody thinking about this? They're going to look at you and say, you know what? For 4 months or, 2 months, you went without food stamps because, the states ran out of money. You went without all these things. You don't need it. We're going to cut that off. You'll find a way. We're bankrupt. Sorry. We can't give food stamps anymore. Find your way. Fellas, hold on. Pussy's going to be at a premium. With all these people out of work, all these young girls out of work, all these people out of work. Young girl, She needs baby formula. She needs diapers. She needs wipes. She's unemployed. What do you think is going to happen to that young mother? The father of the baby's nowhere around, be it incarcerated or he just doesn't give a damn. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think are her choices? Nobody's going to pay for no $100 pussy. Nobody. Why would I? Supply and demand. Capitalism, don't you love it? You got people that can't even get tested because their insurance won't cover it. Crappy Obama insurance won't cover it, even though the government says, oh yeah, just go and get tested. We got it. Now everybody's screaming about socialism. Oh, public option, we should have done that. Oh, we should have done that. Stuff like that helps keep the pandemic down. Because people they'll go to the doctor and get their checkups without having to worry about a big bill and being bankrupt. It's sad, y'all. We're in a sad situation. And on top of that, on top of all of this shit that is happening, they are still shooting us down in the streets. The courts aren't really open. They are not really open. So how long is it going to take to get justice for this person? How long is it going to take by the time it does go to trial? Witnesses are going to remember what they saw and all this stuff. Even though, thank God, we got a video. This is where we're at, y'all. How many of you guys, $1,200, you guys went and got a big screen TV, got your hair and nails done, but did you get a gun? Did you get a rifle to protect yourself? Because that's what it's coming to. That's what it's coming to. Those white boys had rifles and had no problem going into a public street in broad daylight and gunning a young black man down. What do we do about it? Oh, well, we hope they give him some justice, whatever. So what's the solution, Donovan? What's the solution? There is no question that black people love white people. We are a hospitable people. Our history has shown that. While you're sitting at home, I'm going to recommend you guys go listen and look up the history of the Congo, the Belgian Congo, the free Congo. Okay? Stanley Livingston type shit. Go look that up. And it'll show you how the Belgians treated the Africans. These people were treated so brutally. Hands were cut off. Villages were destroyed. Women were raped. Children were murdered. All in the name of capitalism and money. What's changed? What's changed, y'all? Please tell me that. What has changed? But we gonna wait on justice. We gonna wait on justice, sweet old justice to equal the circumstances. Do you think that if that black man had a gun on him and they had a gun, that the situation would have played out the way it did? Maybe it would have. But I bet you one of those white men would have been dead. I bet you that. Again, I'm not advocating violence. That's not what I'm advocating. What I'm saying is we've had enough. They don't want to pay us our reparations, but they could come up with trillions of dollars for their people. Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, gave over $300 million to people who aren't even citizens. Illegal people in this country, he gave them $300 million plus of my tax dollars to non-citizens. And black people, we don't say a word. No wonder they don't respect us. Why should they? The only way you're going to be respected is when you do what they do. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life, a head for a head. You can't walk up to a man non-violently and he's got a club or a gun in his hand. You got to walk up to that man and speak the language he speaks. What language is that? Well, let's see. He's got a gun. I got a gun. There's an old saying up in Alaska, and a lot of these free states, an armed society is a very polite society. So what am I saying, y'all? You took your $1,200 and got your hair and nails done. Do you have a mechanism for self-defense? All the wealth is being taken from you. And there's nothing you can do about it because the Democrats have convinced you to disarm yourself. A patriot once said, the right to bear arms is so that the patriot can defend himself from his government. That's the whole reason you have it. If this country's attacked, of course we're going to defend it. But what do you do when the tyranny of the government starts taking over? I love it when white people say, well, you got to be nonviolent. You got to do all these things. And, you got to just be nonviolent. But were they nonviolent rebelling against King George the Third? Please, somebody answer me that. Were they nonviolent? I don't seem to think so. When are you guys going to have enough? It's getting ridiculous. For those of you guys that have children, how the hell does you expect your children to respect you? And they see that you let one of your own get gunned down in the street and you do absolutely nothing about it. How do you fix it? I'll tell you how to fix it. Like I said, there's no question that black people are hospitable people. That's why you could come into Africa and colonize it. Indians, you could come into America and colonize it. All through Central America, Brazil, Australia, all the indigenous people, we have the same hospitality that is in our culture. So to fix this is not the burden of the black man. It's the burden of the white man to teach his own to join the human race. It doesn't fall on the black man to go through all of this shit that we've gone through for over hundreds of years and not sliced your head off and completely come together and take over everything is a testament to our humanity. You guys see the same videotape I saw. You saw the same damn tape. How can you sit there and say that I should be nonviolent? I shouldn't feel the way that I feel. That was your man that shot that 25-year-old boy down. Young man, sorry. I can't help but feel the way that I feel. No, I'm not saying take up arms and just take justice into your hands. What I'm telling my people is arm yourselves. Defend yourselves. An eye for an eye. A tooth for a tooth. A life for a life. A head for a head. Whatever it takes. You only got one life. And if you got to give it up, you make it even Steven. That's a Malcolm X quote. Wow. Almost 50 years later, such relevance. But Martin Luther King was for nonviolence. You better look at the Martin Luther King from 1967 till the time he got killed. Look at his writings and listen to his speeches. The Martin Luther King of 1955 isn't the same Martin Luther King of 1967. Do your history. Do your homework. It's very sad, you guys. It's a very sad day. It's very somber. Things are getting to a fever pitch. When a white man loses his job, he loses his livelihood, he's about to lose his house, he's about to lose his car, he gets very violent and he wants to blame the nearest person to him. Where else can you just shoot somebody down and nothing's going to happen to you than in the black community? Unless, it's black on black crime. And somebody tried to tell me that. Well, black on black crime. Every culture, the highest percentage of killing is their own. There's more white on white killing than there is black on white killing. Don't tell me the numbers. I'm an educated black man. Jesus Christ. Well, the technical, we didn't see the video and you don't know. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. We're done. We're done with it. My people, defend yourselves. You're going to spend stupid shit with that $1,200? Get you a gun. If you can legally obtain a firearm, you need to get one. It's the only thing they understand. You can't walk up to a man that speaks Chinese and talk to him in English. You can't talk to a man in Spanish and you speak Portuguese. There's no understanding. You get you a gun. Because he's got a gun. Then there'll be some understanding. There'll be some communication. Then and only then do I understand they'll get the point. I'm tired, you guys. I'm tired of it. We have no wealth. Average white family's wealth is $177,000. That's the average white person's wealth, family wealth. The black person, $16,000. It's actually probably even less than that because there is no father in 70% of the homes. But we just sit around and let them kill us. Just sit there. Just get killed. Hey, you guys, I'm Donovan Sadiq, the Inland Empire Informer. Don't forget to check out Demetra K on Sundays at 3 p.m. And by the way, tomorrow is Mother's Day. I was a Mother's Day baby, so I was on the way. That's how it is. Talked to my mom today. She wished me a happy birthday. And, of course, tomorrow is Mother's Day. I guess I'm going to have to... I couldn't do any shopping, so that was out of the picture. So what I'm going to do... we all bank at the same institution, so I'm going to have to send my mom a little money. The casinos are closed where she's at because she likes to go and eat and, maybe, have some fun. And that's her vice. Hey, it's better than drugs. She isn't addicted to gambling. My mom's not a addictive gambler. She's a very common sense type person. But, hey, here, Mom, here's $100. Go have some fun. Happy Mother's Day, I want to give a shout out to my grandfather. He's still running around. My papa, we call him Papa. Going strong. He's got his can of Lysol, making sure everybody stays away from him. I think he's about 96 years old. Shout out, Papa. All my relatives in New Roads, Louisiana. The Malloy clan, the Hearst clan, the Batiste clan. All of them. I mean, I'm related to half the damn town, if not more than the half the town. Got so many double cousins, I don't know what to do. Don't forget to check me out also on Don't Believe the Hype Free Flow Fridays on Friday with Demetra K. And again, don't forget to check out The War Zone with Jerry Wayne Monroe, the 5-star general. He's leading the attack with myself and Demetra K. So many guests again today. Vince Young, thank you again, Mr. Vince Young, for appearing on The War Zone. Brother, I wish you nothing but the best. Yes, you ruined my life, but I forgive you. I forgive you, Vince Young. Anyway, you guys, that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. It's just a quick jot down. Please check it out on YouTube if you missed the podcast. We're also on YouTube where you can see me in video. And hey, I could only hope that we really do get justice and something gets done, because what we're doing right now, it's just not working. There are no black leaders, are absent. Black leaders are absent. Hey, if you guys need some financial advice, check out Demetra K Show, Donovan Sadiq Show. We're not financial experts, but if you have not started to get into stocks, you need to. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And that's what the black community continually does. It's time to do something different. We need to withhold our vote until we get something for it. Voting is a transaction. Stop listening to these white liberals who think they know what you should be doing. They are fooling you, and they're playing you for a chump. I'm not telling you to vote Republican. I'm telling you, be independent. I like a little bit of what the Republicans are doing. I like a little bit of what the Democrats are doing. But my vote is for sale, period. Who wants it? I'm Donovan Sadiq, you guys, the Inland Empire Farmer. Check me out. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. I'm a little bit everywhere. And I also got a podcast. Check it out on all of the formats, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, you name it, we got it. You guys, all I can do is just be safe, wash your hands. Hopefully this thing will be over. But again, by the time we hit the fall, they say it's going to be a stronger strain. And is no man going to solve this? No man is going to solve this. Pray. I'm Donovan Sadiq. It happens all